close to the same place we were last year. And we wait for it. We sleep one third of life. Then we think we can take the days off. We think we have the right to sit back and give ourselves options on which way we're going to go in life. Am I going to run today? Am I going to work out today? Well, it's Christmas. It's New Year's. It's my birthday. I think time gives them that is Christmas, that is New Year's, that is your birthday. Give yourself two options. Let me tell you one thing. Time is running out. Keep on sitting around wondering what you want to do. You're just going to run out of time. So make sure you do one thing. Stop following the crowd. That may take time off, but you can't afford to. So you got a lot of pressure over the holidays. One major pressure down was how do I finish when I start? I get 2 weeks into it, and then I stop. But this is the thing about it. People forget one thing about me. I used to be you. I used to be a fat guy. I got to take care of myself. I got D's and F's in school. Playing with other people. I got this under mediocre. I wasn't even average. So this is the thing about it. I'm going to tell you what people don't work. Why don't you stop? Because you're lazy. Because you don't mind getting bad grades in school. It doesn't bother you enough to be mediocre, to be average, to sit around and watch them do great things. You don't like it. So there's your answer. Your answer is you don't care about yourself, so you don't stay in flight. You start 17-hour flight. I'm still thinking, take a day off. Everyone knows. But I keep on thinking too. There's always someone out there working harder than you. Talk about that one. Remember that someone out there that's going to look cold. Person beside your comforts. They're going to sleep. They're going to have your taste to do better. Do your best. In life, a lot of times, we'll always have that person out there. We gotta be an enemy or a face to him, but he exists. You make sure like to think about that person. You make sure your name and face to it. You make sure the name and face is yours. You do the haunting. Get in somebody's head. Own space. In those times when you want to quit, because we're all human. You make sure you remember one thing. All the times, hours, and days, you sacrifice for your best. Stay hard. So what's your excuse? Is it too cold where you live? And too hot where you live? Does it rain too much? Now it's time for some real talk. Maybe you're the only black person applying for a job. Maybe you're the only female. Maybe you're the only gay person. Job, whatever it may be. Maybe that's in your head. Maybe that's your excuse for not being ready. Life's a real big picture. When I was young, all those things got my head black. You're not smart enough, single mom, all that bullshit, all the space in my head. If you're allowing people and things and situations to hold space in your head, you're losing. Last thing, life's one big head game. You're playing with yourself. If you lose, it's because you allow life to get in your head. Stay on. And I always knew in the back of my mind I could be something special. Yes. But I knew the work it was going to take was going to kill me. I was afraid of that. I was afraid of the brutality and the suffering I was going to have to endure. But I knew I could do something. I want to fix all this shit. But I know if people want to find peace immediately, this is what people don't like. I don't believe it. You can find it. Young people also bullshit. I stress out a lot. I believe in young people. All this is written. You can find it. You're going to find peace. So we all got you. We all got you. People look at me. And the reason my story resonates with people, because I don't hide. I'll take exactly the thing. I will live to it. People are great at hiding. So they want to just find peace. No, you got to take your shit. Fix your stuff in you. Don't just shove it under the rug. Fix it. And then you'll find some peace later. Guess what, man? You're a fat ass. But I will now make you a badass. I want a miracle to be a badass. No. It was in me. I had to believe. life, no matter what life throws at you, it's our responsibility to show up to the Coliseum of life, prepared in battle. I don't care what you're going through, what life's throwing at you. It's your responsibility to find some new 100%. Take it upon yourself to do that. Stay hard. In failure and in suffering, all the answers are in there. All the answers to all the test questions. The test is your life. All the answers are in there. You have to live in suffering and pain and failure all the time. You have to learn, I need to visit it. Like people hate working out. You're only going to visit working out maybe an hour a day. 23 other hours in the day, you're not in it. But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering, visit working out 1 hour a day. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there. They are in there. Within the suffering, go in there. They're called the live autopsy. The live autopsy. How do you find out someone died? They crack you open after you're dead. How you can live is do it while you're alive. Go back in your brain, crack it open while you're alive. Don't wait until you're dead to figure out why you died. Do it while you are living. Go in there, go into the suffering. Go into the pain of your life and say, why did this suffer me so bad? Why am I afraid of all this? Why am I so never? It's in these nooks of the suffering within your brain, in the scarring, are all the answers to why you are on the couch full of sorrows. They lie within the scars. Visit them at least an hour a day, study it, and then you'll find out more about yourself. You will grow. So don't look at it as every day I suffer. Go into it an hour a day. Learn from yourself. Learn from life. Learn from your failures. Learn from your insecurities. Learn from your self-doubt. Don't just say, I'm afraid to jump out of an airplane. What makes you afraid of it? Study it. That's why I studied my mind. Why I became so powerful in the mind? Because I realized I was weak. So instead of running away from the mind, I dove into it and said, what is making me weak? Oh, this makes sense. I came from hell. I came from a place that beat me down to nothing, which is why I'm afraid. All this makes sense. So systematically, one by one, I went back and met every single person in my mind, every situation. I went one-on-one with them again, in my mind, because your mind chooses the path of least resistance. Your mind has the ultimate tactical advantage over you. It knows what scars you. It knows your fears, it knows your insecurities, and it protects you. It's like I talked about the 40% rule in my book. The 40% rule is all about the brain has the tactical advantage over you. It knows and it keeps you away from all that. That's why it says don't jump out of an airplane. Don't go in the ocean with there's sharks. It's a protective mechanism. Don't go back to the place where your dad beat you down in your mind. Don't go back. The brain protects you, but protects you so much it doesn't allow growth. So the brain is an amazing thing, but the brain controls you. You must control it. So just me, when you join the SEAL teams, you're joining a big fraternity. So I was already asked out. So then when you're asked out, not wanting to hang out, I do my own shit. That's me. So I grew up wanting friends at a young age. And once you get self-esteem, you know who you are. I was comfortable. You're not liking people, and not hanging out. And then take it a step further with this be hard mentality that you guys aren't doing around, you guys are shit. So I did a lot of things that push people the wrong way, that look the wrong way. And in that, being in the fraternity, it's like a big soap opera. It's like the guy you like. And, you know, people start not liking you for certain reasons. People don't know who the fuck you are. Rumor mills start happening. Then I had 2 heart surgeries. People think I don't want to deploy overseas. Or God don't want to fight. He just wants to run. But I'm not going to say I had 2 heart surgeries. I couldn't even go fight. So there's a lot of things happen. And within that, it's life. I chose the only on purpose. On purpose. Just to see how I would come out the other end of it. It's just me and you in this mom and pop thing that we're doing. My God, man, I'm back. I'm always in constant pursuit of my 100%. Whatever that is, if I can't run anymore, I want to see what else I can do. When you can't read and write and you're trying to hide out in classes and please don't call on me and you're getting all scared everywhere you go, you're nervous and you're pain and stuttering and your whole life is that you're not doing this. That becomes who you are no matter how much you change. You're scarred. So people are like, my God, you never smiled after this. It's my life. It's my life. So you got to teach yourself how to read and write and also can smile and say, it's okay. A lot of things are like, man, why don't you do this? Like, judge people. That's why I don't judge people. Man, you don't smile so hard with this. Read my book and don't forget where I came from. It's who you are. You have to undo that. And no one came down and trained me on how to be happy, how to find peace, how to do this and that. That's why I'm so glad I found it through suffering. People didn't think I was human. They thought I came from outer space, man, from some spacecraft that landed down here in foreign goggins, from the rocks, the soul of the earth. No, that's not how it is, man. I can't tell the email. People can help them out. But I don't get back to them. The next thing I'm using that too nice. They want to cuss me out, disrespect me. I'm at home this morning. This guy's overweight. He wrote a few emails. His last email was real disrespectful. Talking about, I used to be fat. My lady helped me out. Now I see some pieces. Stuff like that. Oh, real talk, brother. I'm going to help you out. I'm not even mad at you. But it's something you can hear. No one cares that you're overweight. That you're fat. You see, you tons of food every day. Donuts, shakes. I can't care more than you do. One thing in life is for sure. No one can care more than yourself. If you're out here looking for someone to help you out, you ain't helping yourself out. And never make it. Well, help me out when I was back at first. I got my mind. I wasn't going all the time. Back God, press God. Keep this in your head. In my corner, there's one that cut me in the water. There ain't no towel. It's hard for me. I can't do that. Come here. What separates me from a lot of people is they go into a daunting task. And the task is overwhelming. Like, when I heard the pull-up record was 4,020 pull-ups, and I was talking about breaking this record. People are like, oh my God. I went right to a pen and paper. What are you doing? I'm doing the math, man. What are you talking about? I'm open-minded to the fact that, okay, if I do 5 pull-ups in a minute for so many hours, I get some pull-ups in. How much time do I have to rest? I was breaking the math down. You have to be open-minded to the possibilities that I can do this. Once you shut your mind down to the possibility that it can be achieved, there's no way it can happen. So I put my eyes and my body line up about things, because I know that if you're in a fight, you have to attack. You have to keep attacking. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. He must break the soul, whatever the fuck is in front of him. That's what I realized. I was never breaking the soul of anything in front of me. So that's why I came up with a thing called Taking Souls in my book. I started to devise ways to break a soul of a human being, of an object, of whatever's in front of you. If you keep on attacking something, nothing wants to stand in front of anything that is relentless. Nothing. It's day one, mother. This is hour one. You get a wide range of life in just 19 hours. Like when you get to like mile 50 and your mind's saying, we gotta get out of here, man. And then you get to like mile 60, okay, we're feeling good. You have all these highs and lows that you have to manage within this suckfest of 19 hours. That's what I get from a lot of these different things. That human growth, growth of the mind. Without friction, there is no growth. Without friction, there's no growth. To this day, it is for me to become better mentally. How I look has just become I have thousands, hundreds of thousands of miles on this body. Running, pull-ups, push-ups, swimming, whatever you want to call it. This body is what it is now. It's from repetition. It's not from studying, hey, if you hold the plank for this now, go that book. I don't care about it. I just do it for my mind. Right. I want to continue to harden, because that's the only thing I want. That's what I want. mind ready for life. From the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, a lot of us are at war with ourselves. And within that war, we have several battles. Those battles are basically choices. No, I'm not talking about a war that you might find in the Coliseum. I'm talking about a war that's in your brain. That war exists because life has so many choices. And within those choices, you gotta make right decisions. We know yeah. When the alarm goes off in the morning, you don't wake up. Don't wake up, don't worry about that. When you're in school, you know what? Yeah, man, it's too hard to study. So don't study. You know what? Don't eat healthy because you don't have to. So guess what? When you fail, don't blame your mom, don't blame your dad, don't blame teachers. One person to blame is yourself. Worked myself so hard that I turned a person this up into this motherfucker right here. You cannot live in that normal mindset. You must be your best on your worst day. You have to do something that sucks every day. Because why? Once you overcome the sun, oh, now you're powerful. You've overcome yourself already, so now you're ready to battle. When you look in the mirror, every morning we all look in the mirror to get ready to go to work, to go anywhere. The first thing you see is your reflection. If you don't like what you see in the morning, you've lost the war already. It's not even liking what you see. It's about looking in the mirror and you may start, man, I feel different. That reflection is not everything. It's a feeling you're supposed to get. So you have to, in life, once you leave your house, the war begins. In your house, you have some control. And that reflection in the mirror, you have to control that reflection in the mirror. That's how you start your day. Leave your house feeling like, okay, I can fight. I've established the mentality to fight. If you don't develop a routine of suffering, and suffering is not like go out and kill yourself every day, it's being uncomfortable. Yeah. That keeps you hungry every day. If you live in your victories for so long and say, I'm going to go challenge myself for 30 days or for 2 weeks or run this one marathon. It is, I did one marathon. Okay? That's why it leaves you. It leaves you because you haven't set up the next obstacle. Obstacles is how you grow. You must continue to have friction. Friction is where growth is at. With no friction, there's no growth. Mediocrity is everywhere right now. And we're also find an easy way out. And we're judging ourselves. Let's say there's 10 people in this room. And we're all mediocre. I'm the best of the mediocre people. I don't think I'm great. I'm great. We surround ourselves around people that make us feel great. They tell us what we want to hear. The second we put ourselves amongst the uncommon people, we don't like that feeling. That challenge to feel that person breaking at 3:30 in the morning and say, hey, push your thumb, going for a run. We don't like that challenge. We like that person who says, hey, you know, man, I don't feel good today, man. And they say, oh, it's okay, brother. Take a day off, man, get a pizza and shit, watch the game. We like that. We love that feeling. Why? Because you understand that we're good, bro. We don't want that mother who's like this. Hey, man, no, bro. No, man. Stop being a punk. We don't want that in our lives. We don't want that person who's constantly challenging our weaknesses. We want that person who's constantly, making us feel nice and good and secure in ourselves. That's the mediocrity of life. We want to be the best amongst the average people. People wonder, how do you stay hungry all the time? Because after I accomplish something, I don't sit back like a lot of guys who graduate buds, graduate this, graduate that. They get comfortable. They wonder why I'm getting weak, man. I don't know, I lost my edge. What's going on? Once you hit the top of the mountain, guess what happened? I'm good. I'm good, so you wonder why you're falling down now. Because once you get up on the mountain, you got to put up another one. That's a mediocrity. There's a lot of people in mediocrity have a nice resume. But they're one-timers, man. They hit a one-time deal, they bust it open, got a lot of money, but they're good. You're mediocre now, man. What are you doing today, tomorrow, the next day? That's why I'm listening to theorists. I don't listen to all that bull. I listen to a mother who's like this, man. What's wrong, man? I'm tired, dude. Why are you tired? Because tomorrow, I gotta do it again, man. Whatever it is that made me nauseous in my stomach, it made me hurt. There's no ending. And that's the proof person I listen to. That's the person who's gaining knowledge. You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen. It's a beautiful world. Because that's where you find yourself. You don't find yourself in over here. You find yourself on the other end. Like the 100-mile race I was on, I ran it for 24 hours. I found myself on the other end of that race. That 19 hours, I found, wow, there's a whole other world out here that I never even saw. Like the world's in your mind. And that's what all that mediocrity is about. Mediocrity is contagious. Whatever else you believe in, I don't care what you believe in, but on earth, it's a very lonely journey. And it starts with the accountability mirror, looking and saying, hey, my daddy beat the hell out of me, he's not coming back. All these things are coming back. I have to face myself. You have to own all those things that people may have done to you. Now it's yours. You got to own it. It's yours now to fix the problems that people did to you. That makes no sense. It's not fair. I get it. But if you live in that woe is me mentality of guess what? My dad did this to me. My mom did this to me. People who really did this to me. You're going to always live right there. You have to figure out ways to move forward. Just not move forward. It starts with the mirror. I call it the accountability mirror. That's right. You don't want to break open that callus, that scar in your mind. You want to break it open, let that blood flow. Get that blood flow in your brain. Let all that stuff flow out. All that toxic stuff that you have trapped in there has to start flowing out now. So, like you said, you are doing this to yourself. Yes, people may have helped you get there, but it's now on you. It's a painful truth. Painful truth. Like all those people in high school and everything else, they don't know how you're going to end up. So you got to make sure that you constantly are rewriting your book. You have to constantly rewrite your book every day of your life. You know, and these aren't just words that I say, this is how I have to live. Like, these are conversations I have with myself. And I say everywhere I go, the most important conversation that you have with yourself. Yes. You live with it every single day. But most of our conversations are not the right ones. They're not the ones that are going to push us to the place we need to go. They're the ones that are going to keep us sitting in that toxic environment that you helped create and everybody else helped create. You just live in it. You live in that muck. And that conversation is placed in your head. Because you don't find a kind word to say that, you know what, I've gained some weight. No, you're fatter. When I couldn't read, not like, hey, you don't even learn this. No, I cannot read. The fourth grade reading of I'm struggling, and sometimes I call myself stupid. How do you way to put myself down? So don't take it like, my God, those are so important. You got to work for them. It's honest. The conversation has to become an honest conversation of where you're at mentally. Where am I at mentally? I look like you. I feel like you. I'm not this hard. I'm falling behind in school. I'm lazy. My house is a mess. You have to look at what it is and call it what it is. You don't find words to make yourself feel better. Because that's what, so we hang around people that make us feel better. That tell us what we want to hear, not what we need to hear. And so we stay away from those people. And we stay away from those people, like our internal dialogue becomes that kind, it's okay. It's not okay. So that's where it starts. It starts with that accountability of it's not okay anymore. This can no longer be okay. And calling yourself out for exactly what you are and exactly how you need to fix it. That's where it starts. Never forget to train your fucking mind. In life, a lot of us work our fucking ass off, trying to get to a better place. A place that makes us feel better about ourselves. Some people want to do ultra races. They're starting to PR during training. Some people want to be a lawyer or a medical student. So they're taking these practice tests, and they're crushing the practice test. But guess what happens? Once you get to the actual event, your mind isn't ready. Your mind's not prepared. You've been studying, you've been training, you've been working out, but your mind's not prepared. Story for you. When I was 19 years old, I was going through the airport trying to be a pararescue. I was doing push-ups, sit-ups, swimming. I was doing all this shit, knocking out the park. One of the best in the class. The second obstacle got in my fucking way. I wasn't prepared for it mentally. I was a beast. All I was doing was I was training a bigger, stronger, faster, quicker. You gotta train your mind for all obstacles I might get in your way. It took a while to get to that point where enough was enough. What happened, I came home one night from work spraying for cockroaches. And long story short, I turned on the Discovery Channel, saw some guys going to Navy SEAL training. And they're going to hell week, they're getting their ass just beat. You know, in and out of the water, guys ringing the bell. There's some, and I was weighing like 297 pounds. And I had to make a change in life. You know, I was at the all-time low, and I wasn't going anywhere, and I was exactly what everybody said I was going to be, which is nothing. So I had to make a change. So long story short, what I realized was no one was here to help me. And the feeling I had every morning, I started shaving my head when I was 16 years old. And the feeling I had every morning, I looked in the mirror, was horrible. And I didn't want to feel like that anymore. And how I felt was a kid going nowhere, a kid that was scared. And most kids will accept that and look for help. But the best thing that happened to me, no one helped me. No one felt sorry for me. I had to figure out I wasn't going to be a punk kid all my life. So the only way I could turn around was to suffer. I had to build calluses in my brain. The same way I built calluses on my hands. So I broke the Guinness World Record for pulls a long time ago. But I failed at it twice. And I did 67,000 pull-ups in trying to break this record. So to do 4,030 pull-ups, you do 67,000 for training for that. Wow. And so what I realized is for me to become the man I wanted to become, I saw myself as the weakest person God ever created. But I never blamed God for anything he did to me. So I wanted to change that to be the hardest man ever created. Am I that? I don't know, but he had to have a goal. And my goal when I was sitting there, not going to school, being bullied, having no self-esteem, my goal was the only person that's going to turn this person around is me. The only way I can turn it around is put myself through the worst things possible a human being can ever endure. And that'd be the only way that I can build this brain to handle anything that comes in front of me, callousing my mind. If you can, for the rest of your life, live inside of yourself, stop listening to people who are calling you fat, gay, transsexual, dirt, everything that is makes no sense. These insecure people put insecurities on you, you gotta flush it out. You gotta just be whoever the hell God or whatever the hell you believe in. If you believe in nothing but yourself, I don't care. You gotta take everything and throw it away. You have to believe in one thing, and that is yourself. And I'm not saying don't believe in God or what you believe in, but right now, for you to find greatness in yourself, you're not going to find it by looking in a book or by even hearing me. I may give you the spark, but you've got to go inside yourself to find it. That means you got to be quiet. Shut the fuck up, go in a room, stop talking, search your soul, search your mind, search your abilities, and you'll find it. But if you're not looking for it, you won't find it. So you got to go start the journey. And the journey starts with finding, why the hell am I here on this planet Earth? Why am I here? And if you don't know that, you will live the rest of your life searching, always asking the question, why? We all look for toughness. We all want it, but we look for it in a comfortable environment. You will not find toughness in a comfortable environment. Those of you who are listening to this, whoever hear this, you will not find it. I will try and look for it everywhere. The only way you find it is to drown yourself in a position where you're just out of sorts, where you can't swim, you're drowning. You're drowning. You're drowning in life. But you say, you know what, man? Dad, I'm going to figure out how to backstroke or something. I'm going to figure out how to, but then you're figuring out all these tools. Your mind starts to, when you quit, your mind does this. Because you're out. Once you say, I'm not going to quit, this is the 40%. When you quit, your mind says, we're done. So it doesn't expand. There's no expansion when you quit. When you say, fuck you, this sucks, I'm drowning, I'm miserable, I'm suffering, I'm broken, but I'm not going anywhere. What happens to your mind is it does this. It says, he's not leaving So we gotta expand. We gotta grow. We gotta figure this thing out. So then these computers in your brain start to have, they have to work. They have to work. And then you start to engage parts of your mind that you never engaged before. But you can't engage it by sitting back in these nice chairs, drinking this nice water, talking to you, talking about what I want to do. That's where the 40% thing comes in. It comes in when you're in suffer mode and you say, I'm not going to go. You're forcing your brain now to operate on a level it's not used to. But then it becomes used to it. You don't gain confidence by going to a spot that makes you feel good. It's going to be a false reality. And the second life gives you that challenge, all you want to do is go back to what made you confidence or what gave you confidence. Stop. No. What gives you confidence, what gave me confidence was spending years at a kitchen table trying to learn how to read and write on my own. Realizing I can't learn the way you learn. I can't. But I can learn. What gives you confidence, not being afraid, is overcoming the fear. It's not in that comfort zone. It's in the discomfort zone. It's where my confidence is getting built. That's where it's getting built. But people want an easier answer. There has to be an easier way. It's not. I'm sorry. I searched for it my entire life. Have to face yourself. So many people live to be 100 years old and they die miserable, having everything because they never examined. I call it my live autopsy. You never examined this. Happiness, peace, enlightenment, it's all up here, man. It's all up here. If I start talking like this, people go, man, I don't know. It's the truth, man. Yeah, that's true. It's all up here. Just gotta want to go and face it. That's the hard part. Whenever hardness comes, and you know what it is. It may be different for you than it is for me, but you go back to your insecurities. And then when you go back to insecurities, you then look for comfort within those insecurities. And we all look for that cookie that your mom used to give you when you were sad, when you were sick. We look for our wife or our husband. We look for comfort. It's in those moments you must retrain your mind to think differently in health. I wasn't training them to do that.
Why weren't you training?
I wasn't training myself there because at that time, I was doing what I was told. These guys need a standard.
Physical standard.
A physical standard. The physical standard is not what they need to meet. It's a mental standard you must meet in life. You're always a victim. Even if you have everything in life, until you realize what you've achieved. There's so many times in life you don't want to be doing what you're doing. You can't just fucking quit. Remember this. It's in the hobby. It's in a fucking joke. It's a lifestyle. So what you say to yourself is important. There's no training to keep you going. It's only you. So think about this. You've been working your whole life to get a seat at the table. The seat at the table is going to be the best amongst all the best people in your career field. So you finally get that level. It's steak, lobster. It's a big dinner. Everybody's showing up, dressed to the nines. Make sure you show up soaking wet, getting after it, working out hard. Towel on your neck. You respect the event. So make sure you put that towel or that nice chair so you don't, the whole thing is this. Don't say a word. Stay uncommon amongst uncommon people. You're never done. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Your mind starts to say, yeah, this is stupid. But if you are already knowing that this is going to happen, you have all the answers to these questions that your mind starts to give you when you're in suffering.
Yeah.
And that's what I realized.
You have your visualization of those moments over and over.
Over and over again. You have to be there not there at the graduation.
Okay.
You got to be there in the worst of the suffering that you know over and over again. You got to live that in your mind. And the only way to see the baddest motherfucker careers is to suffer. You can't do it by writing a paper. So let's go. Because why? What I found out through my life was I thought of myself as centipede. And what I found out, and the only message I'm going to get across to people is once you change one thing, your mindset, You can attack everything. I like celebrating in the way that is competitive, that brings out the absolute best in me and everybody else. So like I want to see a man be defeated. I want to see a man get broken and say, "Fuck him." I love these men. These men I love, but there's very few of them. There's very few of them. And there's very few that are willing to go there more than once. And every time I started running further and further, okay, I got to this 10K. I'm a Boston Marathon at the time. I knew the Boston Marathon was like 3:10:59 for my age. I'm like, hang on a second. And then I started using all this external for motivation. Like, okay, who the can go out here and run 100 miles on training? I'm broken. Most broken I've been in my life. Now I'm running a marathon. Who can do it? So I started just feeding myself. I get to half a mile. I'm about 30 seconds off the pace. I said, hang on, man, get guidance. You can do this shit, man. And I started just feeding myself. You can do this. Before I knew it, man, I kept talking to like last 6 miles and I was off the pace and I just kicked it. And the next thing I knew, I did like a 3:08 and change. And I was like, what the fuck? What have I been leaving on the table?
Right.
I've been leaving so much on the table for pain. And that's when I started like going crazy about the mind. Like, what the hell am I, like, what is up? Like, they open these different doors of like possibilities and like, what is humanly possible or capable of? Like, you know, people, I didn't even know. I was just amazed by what I was able to do by a simple fact of just reasoning and working with pain and pain management. And my mind just kept on growing from there. And it happened in Hell Week, it happened in 100-mile race, it happened here, it started evolving into what it is now, to where now I'm like, God, we are leaving so much on the table. When people take me, he cusses so much, he sounds crazy. Don't listen to it, man. Just count the bull. Count the bulls. Just get to the weeds. Is that you are fucking yourself up by not examining your brain. You're not examining your brain. That's just it. That's not. Examine your fucking brain. When I was going through Ranger School, we had to do a lot of spot checks. A spot check is basically we're gonna have time to get all your gear laid out to make sure you have all your shit. So a spot check is maybe we'll check out 2 items. Maybe making sure you have extra batteries, extra ammo, whatever it may be. The whole idea of a spot check is to make sure that you're staying squared away. Because you don't know what kind of item they're gonna check on. So, how does that apply to your life? This is how it applies. You want to make sure you spot check yourself, make sure you stay down in at all times. It's also important to check your spot check your boys, your girls. Make sure that they're staying hard. Call them up in the middle of the night. Give them a call and say, hey, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, we're going to get after it. Make sure they're staying down in. I don't live on the surface anymore. Surface is what got me where I was at. It got me from 175 pounds to 300 pounds. Tell me I'm good. I don't get down. I'm good. No, they're hollow words. A lot of us speak in hollow words. I used to speak in hollow words. I don't do it anymore. Everything that comes out of my mouth has substance. It's real. And we all have these feelings in our bodies, in our minds, in our souls. I act on mine. A lot of us who are afraid of something, we allow our minds to choose the path of least resistance, so we go a different route. And I'm afraid of something that's telling me you must do that. You must do that. Most of us, we live in a box. And we don't want to go outside that box at all. Ever. Outside that box is all these possibilities of life. But we do, we shackle our mind. We are a prisoner in our own mind. And this is all I can do. This is all I'm good at. And we take away the possibilities. You can be this, you can be that, you can be all these things. And I never thought at 300 pounds I could be that sick. So if my mind was shackled, me and you would never meet. There'd be no book. There'd be no book. There'd be nothing. So what people are saying is that they live for themselves, not knowing that you have the power in yourself to change millions of lives by facing life, by facing yourself. And to do that, I would die never knowing that I had the power to change millions of lives. And what haunts me, you ask me, Who lost you the most? Well, I was thinking most is that if I would have died at 300 pounds, say I was 75 years old, I got to heaven, and God has a chart like that where everybody's in heaven. God knows all. Let's say that. I don't care what you believe in. It doesn't matter. I'm not judging anybody. Let's say my thing is God. You get to heaven, I'm 300 pounds, I sit down, I was a cockroach, terminated my whole life, and we're sitting down just like this, you're God and I'm David. And he gives me that chart, and he says, look at this. Now look at this chart. And on the chart it has all these different things. Put my names on. But these things aren't me. I was going to change the world. I was going to set records. I was going to be a Navy SEAL. I was going to be all these things in the military that I accomplished. You know, get the DFW award, give you honor here, honor there. And I'm like, God, I always, this isn't me. Like I said, David Goggins. I was an Eagle Lab guy, spraying for cockroaches, and I'm 300 pounds. It said here, I'm 185. It says here, I got a bachelor's and a master's. It says all these things. And God goes, no, that's who you were supposed to be. Scratch became my friend, literally, man. So, you know, that's how you put the book, man. It's going up, going down, going up, just a real raw version of how my life was. And it was so in depth to go back through your life with the fire-tooth comb that I almost got embarrassed to put it out there to people. Yeah. That's what you understand, man. Like, even me when I never talk to you, I'm in the corner, dumb. Because I'm a shy, introverted, leave me alone type of guy. Like, I'm still that motherfucker who is 6 years old, you know, at a play, who can't say his line because I'm no longer stutter in front of 5 people. So I walk off the stage. That's still me. So every day I'm fighting that dude. So people think, oh my God, man, you're a podcast, looks so crazy, so evil. No, I'm trying to be locked into Joe. So my mind is in bronze saying, let's run out the damn door because people are watching me on the fucking podcast. This damn door, get the hell out of here, man. So that's the real me. So I'm not sadistic, man. I'm focused on what I do to stay locked into the game of life. And that's why I tell people, man, I go there. There's a lot of people I see that I'm going to say something to. But I don't. I don't like to judge the people. Because I don't know where they came from. What they had to deal with in life. I shouldn't go. So the other day, this guy sees me, and he's got to speak his mind. Which is good. Do that. Tell me about stuff I am for. All the constant stuff I do. But when he doesn't realize it, when he was walking up to me, I was touching him. I know the singer. There's a big fat sloppy looking motherfucker. Lazy, pathetic. So, I can give an opinion about me. I smiled. He gave mine about him. I hurt his feelings. One thing in life. You live in a glass motherfucking house. It's stones. They are. What's motivating you is stories I'm telling you about what I did in my life. As I stop living that, I'm no more. I am not the fucker that you are now being motivated from. So right now in the mirror, I now got back to Goggins. I'm now back to running 100 miles. I'm now back to getting, because I saw and I talk to my girl all the time. You travel, you speed, you all this shit. It's all great and dandy for most people. I'm Goggins. What makes me me is the dungeon. And yeah, the people are oh my God, like here's my God, you don't have any peace. Don't get it twisted. Weak people who hear me get all fucking poopy pants about how I talk. So be it. What changed me was I had to be hard on myself. And I have to continue to grind myself into a fine dust. Period. That's where I feel good. I feel like I accomplished something. If things come easy, it's not fun. I must have failed at something repeatedly. It has to haunt me. And then once I complete it, I feel like I accomplished something. I don't want to sit out and say, oh, here's an A. We're good. It's stupid. No. I want to turn it in a million times and say, you failed. You failed. And I was like, I can't imagine that. And sit there and analyze what I'm doing wrong. Go to these places that there's all this in social media, everything's computerized. I want to go to that dark place in my mind and say, okay, how are we going to get this done? And I said, I might quit, but not yet. Like, this is worshipful life. So I said, I might quit, because when you're not going to quit something, you have 30 miles to go, your mind's fast. Like, I'm done. Like 30 miles is a long way to go. Just fresh. I'm going to go on 70, I'm going to worship my life. I'm like, okay, so I'm giving my mind some space. Because if you don't give it space, it's just going to freak out. Everything I do in life, it sucks. That's why when I was 300 pounds, 24 years old, it wasn't like I had some big epiphany of, let's just go be a Navy SEAL, let's lose some weight. No, I knew my entire life was going to be a struggle, which is why I just ignored it. I said, I'm not even trying to jump off into this and learn how to read, how to write, how to memorize, how to become something I am not. But through that process, something happened to me. How my mind is wired now is that everything I do is what I do. Because the focus it takes for me to, like right now, I'm running. I'm not like a great runner. I'm not like injury free. So like my first 20 minutes of the run, I'm limping. I'm literally limping because I've had several knee surgeries and my body was twisted. And so now it's untwisted. So people look at me, oh, just he's limping, like limping when he runs. I am limping when I run. My body's jacked up, so I'm focusing on how to get the best out of a broken body. It takes everything for me to learn a sentence. So when I speak about David Goggins, I can't speak about David Goggins in a way that's just calm. Because when I wake up, I know the journey that it takes for me to find my greatness. And it's hard. Nothing is easy. Nothing just like, oh, I wake up and just do this or do that. Or it just, I watch people every day go through life. It's so easy. For me to be where I'm at today, it takes every bit of me. So when I speak about it, and as I get going here, you'll start seeing me, the temple will rise. The passion will come out. Because I'm back there. I'm doing what I do every day to become a human being. And so nothing is easy. Like running is running. It sucks. But you have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes. It takes that misunderstanding of people, and they'll never get it because they were never David Goggins. So that is what it takes for me to do what I do. It may take you something differently. So for me, everything has to be in the study. Everything has to be everywhere I am. It has to be there. Focus where I am. I see where I'm at today, but I know where I come from. The first year I tried to do was all done. And after a while, I started learning more and more and more through pain and suffering. I started learning so much about stuff. Before I knew it, man, I built this beautiful car. Like, how did I do that? And I knew how to, I know how to do it because I have all the tools. Through all the failure I went through trying to build this person who's, thank God, the one thing that made me who I am today is being vulnerable. It's breaking myself down to that absolute rock bottom. And being able to tell people who I am. I was a fat guy trying to be a Navy SEAL now. My life had come to this crossroads where I'm like, man, you have to go right. And no one was going right. Everybody was going left. Like, you have to go right. And to know the pain and suffering I was about to endure by going right, the amount of accountability and failure I had to witness and suffer by myself alone on this journey, I had the ability to see the end before the beginning even begins. That's what woke me up every fucking morning, was myself through this much pain and suffering for a few seconds. That's all it is. A few seconds of joy. And it's so worth it, man. So people don't get, so I'm able to put myself at the finish line. You know, I have no finish line, but at the finish line of an event, before I even start the motherfucker, and say, how are you going to feel at the end of this? I've already done this a million times. And that's the one thing I practice and practice and practice and practice overnight. But also, the most important thing is I practice that feeling of accomplishment that when it happens, all said and done with. Your mindset, how you can picture yourself, how you can focus, how you can draw, how you can put yourself in so many situations to get out of it. Because those headphones you listen to, those phones that we Google to find information, there's so many situations in my life where that's just not going to help me. You want to know permanent lasting results. It's just not easy. from heavy to losing weight, back to heavy. Some boys go from lazy to stunts, back to lazy. The list goes on and on and on. A lot of folks take the 4-lane highway to get their results. 4-lane highway is just that, it's an easy route. On that highway, they have road signs. 5 miles up, hotel. 10 miles up, restaurant. Restrooms, all that. It's the easy roadmap to success. Nothing there's permanent. But the other choice that makes permanent is the shovel. That's what we shovel. Leaves with calluses on your brain, on your hands. They're permanent. Pick up the shovel. Stay hard. Life is one big psychological warfare that you carry on yourself. You carry yourself, man. The most important conversation I ever had is with myself. And the thing I was telling myself was so tough, it was so wrong, it was so misguided. And other people start to write that down for you also. And it starts to be what you say to yourself every single day. And I started creating a whole nother warfare, a whole nother battle started becoming. I was like, oh, hang on a second, guys. You have these tools. You have these tools. Your life was basically the perfect grounds for training for where you need to go in your life. And all the beatings, all the bullying, all the, you going through learning disabilities, all the struggles. It was an absolute perfect training ground for you to go where you need to go. And that's how I started looking at my life versus what was me, poopy pants, kicking rock down the mentality. It was not. God just hooked you right the fuck up. He hooked you right up, man, with the perfect place. You were training. For the first 18, 19, 20, you were training for this stuff, man. You got to take advantage of everybody else. Versus, my God, you're so lovely. They came from a great family. Mom and dad love them. They didn't ever learn, they didn't struggle. No, man, your struggle is what made you who you are now. So I started flipping this into a whole different, I started being a master of what I was scared of. I was scared of my mind. And I became literally a master of that mind. And that's what now, from now on, it sets me apart from most people. I started diving into that. I didn't care about losing weight. I didn't care about being the fastest person. I wasn't making the Olympics. I wasn't going to pros. I could barely read and write when I was in junior high school. I wasn't going anywhere. I saw working out as a way for me to build calluses on my mind. I had a callus over the victim's mentality. Those that criticize others, they really got something going on with themselves. We're starting criticizing you. Quick story. Had some family coming to town, eating some breakfast. Guy was nowhere to be found. I'm out for a little workout, a little run. I come back in from my run. Here come the jokes. Oh, let me guess. You were out running. We probably got 100 miles this morning. All the sarcasm. God knows. I didn't know anything. But they let me know about it. I never say shit to them. But they have no idea how annoying it is to me every morning I wake up. I get a chance to see your lazy ass in bed. Remember this. Just because you work your ass off doesn't mean you will achieve what you've been working for. Very good mindset to work your ass off with no guarantee success. Never expect immediate results. Have an endurance mindset. You're going to stay in the suck longer than anyone else. True victory comes when there are no crowds, no finish lines. Real victory is your willingness to work your ass off while no one's watching you. Stay hard. When most people quit, I had just started. And when you take that mindset and you're going to flip that around, that's what made me powerful. And my body followed. When the mind and the body connect, and you don't give yourself a way out. The only way out for me at that time was death. Wow. I'm going to be an Navy SEAL. Or I'm going to die. Or I'm going to die tonight. No matter how far you get in life, you have to be able to go back to scratch in your mind at a moment's notice. You can never get so far beyond and scratch. What that means is, when you accomplish something in life, if you're going to go back to scratch, and go back to that $7 a month place where I once lived and visit that place for a long period of time. If you were here, when you go back to scratch, you would now be here. Scratch is what makes you better. Scratch, friction, obstacles create growth. There's no friction when you're this far up in the game anymore. You think there is. You really, that's right. If you change so much, the friction is minor. Because why? I'm sore. I'm going to get a massage today. I'm hungry. I'm going to eat today. The refrigerator is always full. So your comforts are now, so your discomfort is now very minuscule to your discomfort back here in the $7 a month place. So you have to go back to the total discomfort to then raise your level of where you're at now. I'm not saying stay there. Visit. And then you raise your level.
Take a day trip.
That's right.
Yeah.
Always take a day trip. Most people in that time frame, in that mindset, I can't run anymore. It's over. No. This is going to take a little bit longer. You have to turn the negative into a positive. Because at the end of it all, if you can sit back and wait, if you can wait 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 years, when you get to that point when you finish, that's the feeling for 12 years. It's essentially like 12 years to get there. That's what keeps you going. You gotta feel, I'm doing it for 1 second. You can do this. This is all me. Some people know, where does this cold man come from? I'm not trying to be cold. It's the reality of my life. It's the reality of a lot of people. And even God is, you break records, you do this, you do that. People know, how are you able to just be so hard? God never turned the thing off. Because once it turns off, I go right back to the David God that is. And that's the guy that I'm constantly fighting. That I don't need you to guide my future. I know what's good for me and what's bad. And for me, it took every bit of focus I could. I know social media, some people love to go on it because they want to show you the good side of life. I'm not teaching good side of life. So I had to figure out a way when I came on in 2016 of teaching you what life really is for the majority of us is hell. And so while people love to show you the cars and the house and the vacations, all that's good, all that's happy. I want to show you the side that I know most of you are going through. And people hide very well. I don't want to hide. I hid for 24 years. That's why now I told you, I can talk about anything you want. Because as human beings, the first thing we have to learn, I also studied real bad growing up. So if you hear me stutter every now and then, it's because that was part of my life also. So it's funny, human beings want to show you the best side, and they want to hide the worst side. For me, I'm going to teach you how to be smart.